This is Randy Churko and Jason Feehan with your release strategy, one authentic and consistent way to engage your fans on social media. We have an article from this from Disc Makers, but we wanted to make a quick video to make it really easy to digest, just in case you wanted things from this standpoint. What you make minus what you spend is what you keep. That's the central formula behind every business. And behind that, we actually ended up doing a lot of research to find out what are the revenue streams that musicians can activate and how to tap them. The revenue streams are great, but once you have them, what you really need is a strategy. You need one way to boost your revenue and authentically engage your audience. And this comes down to your release strategy. Now, 24/7 access to entertainment has changed people's expectations of how music is released. And there's a lot that plays into this. First of all, they want constant entertainment. If you ever see people at a stoplight, they probably have their smartphones out and are checking it. Beyond that, the platforms that they're on the most often, like Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, and more, have really created audiences that expect an endless amount of new content. They're getting it. The question is, are they getting it from you as well? Number three, the platforms themselves reward creators like you who consistently release content by suggesting the content to new audiences. And that's only if you're on a consistent basis. And number four, your followers actually will be notified via email and updates whenever you release something new. And since today's platforms are bringing people to you, you really need to have a strategy that consistently releases new material, which is why you want to release music throughout the year rather than once or twice a year. This is what it looks like, where you release a single one month, another single the next month, a video, then an EP, single, merch, single. You're actually mixing all kinds of content together throughout the year. And as time goes on, your audience will grow, which could lead up to a big release of an album. There's a lot of benefits to this. Number one, it drives natural promotion activities and regular engagement with your fans. Number two, it gives you a lot of reasons to launch and drive get heard and get seen campaigns. In fact, your publicity and earned media activities also hang on this because you have an upcoming release. You can actually give them previews and say, hey, this is coming out. And just when the last one ends, you'll have another one waiting for them. It also boosts patronage engagement and can support crowdfunding campaigns. It generates stream sales and royalties, of course, and has people checking out your back catalog once they discover something new. And finally, it creates snowballing effects and may generate future opportunities like licensing and booking if you're out there on a regular basis. So this is not easy to think of just in your head. Like, how can I release a steady beat of releases? Let's make it easy for you. You plan it out when you're going to release your music and all of your secondary content. Your music looks like this. It's not just the album releases. It's singles, EPs, but it's also remixes, alternate versions, live versions, unplugged versions, demos, full albums, lots of other ways to take the same songs and make different forms of it, especially if you know fans like a particular one. All of these things become a lot easier. But it's not just about the music, it's about the secondary content like videos, live events, artwork and photos, merchandise, and much more. Let's talk about this. This is an album that we released. It's 13 songs, and we actually released it as a full album at a time when people tended to release things more as full albums. If we were to do it today, we would break it up this way, where we would release a single, and the first one is a single that was actually on NPR, so it was getting some great play. And then we could release an EP with a handful of other ones from the album, and then another single after that. So even after they saw the EP, there's something new. Finally, another EP that it happens to include one of the songs we released before and a couple new songs, and then the full album can come out around St. Patrick's Day, of course, for an album like Shamrock, which is all Irish music. And of course, then we can do a remix even after the album came out. One of the keys is don't start your schedule immediately. Plan it out ahead of time. But there's more you can hang on this because we haven't even talked about the secondary content. So now we have a single and then a video, then the EP, then we reveal the album cover just to give people something to talk about. Then we have a single, then we have a poster, a vlog, and you can see the rest. Everything weaves together but hangs still on the music, which is why people are paying attention to you. And the great thing is, once you do this, you actually have many, many different reasons to be able to reach out to your fans on social media like Twitter and YouTube and Instagram and everything else. And by the way, when you release the single, then any of your followers on Spotify or Apple Music will get notified when you have a new song out, and will get recommended when they're looking on their playlists that get automatically generated for them. And so all of this hangs together nicely, again, on the music, but weaving together all kinds of events that people really enjoy. So what does this look like? Well, we like to say that there's a magic 52. 52 releases is one event a week. Considering that you can break up an album, even a standard 12-song album, pretty nicely, you get a lot of those weeks for free. And if you're starting to do singles in between, you've got that. The secondary content fills out the rest. And of course, you can scale it back if you'd like to. Just keep in mind that those platforms really reward people who release very often. You can always adjust your calendar once you start. You're the boss. But it's great to do this stuff ahead of time and then plan out the releases so you can focus on promotion instead of trying to do studio work and then a little bit of promotion and then more studio work. For more ideas like this, you can always check out our book, Making Money with Music. You can find it at fine bookstores everywhere. And we have, speaking of regular releases, a newsletter that comes out every few weeks that actually is laser focused on money and all the ideas you can use to make more money with music. If you subscribe now, you get our 65-page companion ebook and a Making Money with Music starter kit that has lots of useful things like split sheets. Thanks a lot. Look forward to releasing our next article, and we'll be putting out more of these videos very soon.